Well, Google only has 5 or 6 fucking sound bites, and we use them all right there. Welcome everybody to BGST, the original Big Gamer Small Talk, the reason that podcasts pretty much exist. Yo, right, isn't that the truth? Yeah, man. At least the Xbox community. You know, I always give my props and my hat tip to the Zodfather. So yo, man, listen, we got a lot to talk about. We've had a hell of a conversation thus far in the pre-show chat here. Listen, the Xbox One S is kicking ass and taking names.
Yes.
What are you hearing, Z? And then believe me, I'm going to start.
Said, we you know, it was crazy. Not it's crazy, but we have been going back and forth with this for months. You know, before everything came official. And I was just telling you guys, like, no, basically, Microsoft needs to do more than just come out with, you know, a slim. And when your competitor is coming out with a console that's 3 times as powerful, whatever the case may be, I didn't really, you know, see, you know, like, you know, just taking basically what I was saying, taking your problems that you have in the big box and putting it in the smaller box. But the fact that I will give Microsoft credit, the fact with the force upscaling to 4K. Yeah. And with the, I already figured it would probably have a 4K Blu-ray player, but I didn't think it would be that big of a deal the way that it is. Shout out to my boy Dean Batch, the tech guy. He's all in the AV forums, and you know he's a real techie guy. Well, it's AMD, NVIDIA. He's in all those sites and stuff, and even down to think we have console wars here between Xbox and PlayStation. They do the same thing with television, whether it's Vizio, Samsung. You know, Sony, you know, LG, they have the same wars over there too, which I was strictly oblivious to. And all of these guys that are, you know, part of these websites and forums all went out also and got the Xbox One S. Like, Microsoft may fuck around and pull the greatest comeback in gaming history with this shit here. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, Z, here's the thing. This is what a rant that was going on with me on Twitter about maybe an hour and a half ago. Okay, a lot of people were saying, well, you know, the media is saying this, the media is saying that. One of the things the media is saying is if you don't have a 4K TV, it's not necessary to upgrade. Okay. And my biggest beef with that is I'm not the only one. Okay, Tim Dog is in the market now. You've had 2 different 4K TVs. I have 1 or 2 in the house. A lot of my friends all have 4K TVs just because when they went to go buy a TV, not because of gaming, when they went to go get a TV in the past 12 to 15 months, 4K is already a buzzword. So my question is this to the media. Haven't people been buying 4K TVs without 4K media even available? The only thing, right? We've been buying 4K TVs now. You go to Best Buy, ask any guy who's wearing a blue shirt. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, come here for a minute. Hi, are you selling a lot of 4K TVs in the past year? Yeah, that's pretty much all we're selling. Why? Well, because people can't wait to get home and stream Netflix's House of Cards. Like, come on, there's nothing out there. The point of the matter is what we want to do right now as consumers is say this. I'm looking at a 1080p 50-inch television, and you can get those for probably between $600 and $900 now, right? But now even cheaper. But now you can get a 4K one for like $1,200. You go to Sam's Club, you get a Vizio 55, 65-inch for $1,200 or $1,300, and the thing is primo. My point being is that the consumer is aware of that 4K is coming down the pipe, and if they're coming down the pipe, why wouldn't you put those couple hundred out of your pocket to invest? You're not buying TVs weekly. You're buying TVs some people are buying TVs decadely. So
they could wait till later this year. I think there's going to be a big influx.
I agree, crap.
Of price drops.
This is what happens.
I agree.
Every year, they're cheap, but what happens? They make room for the 2017 models. You know what I mean? So the 2016 models go low. I was just telling you guys that I was on Amazon. They had the Samsungs. I think there was a 9000 JKS 9000. Samsung has a few, 8000, 9000, but the 9000s, the 8000 are up, or like Samsung's top of the line sets. And Amazon had it was a 55. I think it was a KS 9000 out of the box for like $800, 4K HDR. And it was out of the box $800. And anything about that, Best Buy, of course they price match. But by the time I got home, I was telling, shout out to Dean again, I was talking to him about it. By the time I got home, that motherfucker pulled me with the motherfucking F2 Brute and stabbed me in my back. By the time I got home, the set was gone. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can get a Vizio. Now, here's the go. You got the P series and the M series. The M series also does HDR now also, but the P series is Vizio's top of the line sets. You can get a Vizio 50-inch. I think it's $800, 4K HDR. It has not only HDR, but it has HDR, Dolby Vision, and they have the update for HDR10 for $900. You know what I mean? They're like, come on, you don't get no fucking better than that. 50 fucking inches. You know what I mean? So, you know, for those people, there's no need to get a 4K. You know what's the common thing that I hear? How many people have, like, you know, 4K, whether you choose to believe it or not? Shout out to my boy Show the joint.
Yeah.
Whether you choose to believe it or not, 4K is now outphasing the 1080p. You know, just like the same way 1080p outphased 720p, 4K is now the new hit factor. Remember when Sony came out with the PS3 and everything was 1080p? They hyped with the Blu-ray. That made me go out and buy a fucking 1080p television. You know, gamers, we take pride in that shit, and we like to have the latest, greatest, or whatever. But, you know, like I said, you know, Microsoft, I give credit where credit's due. I wasn't really singing the praise of the Xbox One S. Well, this is the first time all us been with me, included with y'all, you know, to talk about this. And I must say, overall, the system is faster. Now, I don't know what type of hard drive they're using. Is it still the same hard drive, or is this everything?
I think it's a slightly faster one.
Or is it the same one that's in the Elite? Is it the same hard drive that's in the Elite bundle for $3?
No, it's not a solid state drive.
Well, that's like a hybrid, solid state, whatever. It's like a hybrid, whatever.
Well, you know, here, let me ask you guys a question.
It's SATA 3.
Do you think the Elite?
It's faster. It's much faster.
I think the Elite kind of got lost in limbo because when we were on Xbox 448's podcast, his wife Mel gave a call to GameStop. Apparently, GameStop is giving less of a trade-in currently. It could go up, but less of a trade-in for the Elite system than your regular 500 gig FAT. I think the reason being is it's the name and the branding. I don't think the consumer knows what the Elite Hybrid brought in the Xbox console. Microsoft didn't do a really good job of promoting that and explaining it. So I think they may be weary of trading that in because they don't know if a consumer would walk in and ask for an Elite, which has that hybrid SSD, thing working with it.
Really going to be. I mean, I like I said again, Mooch. You know. And this is not take all the fanboy shit away. This is me speaking as a consumer. Let me say this. This going like for what I've noticed thus far, everything installs much quicker. One of the problems I had, well, I wasn't really a problem. I just say fuck it. I don't like the one to complain about everything. It is what it is. But installing games on my Xbox One, sometimes was kind of tedious. It takes a long time. And I put Mortal Kombat in. And I didn't hook up the my external hard drive yet. And the thing is, your game be ready to launch and whatever, be wait or whatever. Then the shit was bada boom, bada bang. I was there in a few minutes. I was like, oh shit. So besides it looking better, like the colors, you know what I mean, looking better. And I want to say this, like also, I'm gonna shut the hell up and let you guys talk. If you're on the market to buy a 4K television, and some of you right now, of course, the 4K that are not HDR compatible. They are very cheap, you know what I mean? And some people might say, you know what, I don't really need HDR. I'm going to first of all say that yes, it is a big deal and it does make a difference. But if you're going to buy a 4K television, if you want to take advantage of playing games that are upscaled in 4K on the Xbox One S, that television has to support 10-bit coloring. Because if it don't, you're not going to be able to play in anything upscaled to 4K on your Xbox One S. That's something that Microsoft's, I guess should have mentioned, but if you have an older set or you're going to buy or a cheaper low-end model or whatever, I mean, you get what you can afford, but if it doesn't support 10-bit coloring, you're not going to be able to play in 4K at all. I mean, so, yeah, as you were saying.
No, me, myself, no, I was just saying, I was playing Batman Arkham Knight this morning. I get hit up by Jeremy Downer, who's on TXR podcast, and Jeremy's like, yo, what's up? He goes, Mooch, are you liking your S? I'm like, I don't have one yet. I got a 500 gig S coming on August 23rd, and I got the Gears one coming in October. So I said to him, I'm not playing. He goes, wait till you pop in the Batman game, playing on a 4K TV with the S. A lot of people have been writing me, telling me this. They're telling me
all the games.
All the games, they just look a little better. And they're like, I can't explain it They
It
just
does.
look and run a little better, and that little bit is enough to push you over the edge, right?
Can I say this one thing? I'm gonna shut the hell up. I want Crap to chime in here. Now, shout out to my boy Show. Now, listen. Now, are we suffering from what you call fanboyism? Because you remember how IGN Call of Duty goes, well, just it edges out the Xbox because it's in 1080p, and both of them bitches was in 720p. Now, are we just bugging or does it look better? You know what I mean? But to me, again, like I said, I was playing Mortal Kombat X or whatever, and the colors, pop. Like I don't know, when you do the update and they say, would you like to switch to 4K? I said yes, I would, and click, and I was like, oh my god, am I bugging the fuck out, or do these really look better? You know what I mean? And
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you like this next gen. I'm gonna tell you what's happening to us.
Yes.
All gen, this whole generation, ponies was the king of peas. Welcome to the king of K's, baby.
Nice, very nice.
You do a video like that, showstopper. You'd break pony legs doing that video, man.
Yeah, the king of K's.
We're the king of K's.
Listen,
Not too many though. Not too many K's.
but listen, well, here's the question.
Come on now.
Here's the thing. I mean, you guys can chime in. You remember at Epic 3, Rod Ferguson, shout out to him, cool cat, all around, classy cat act all across the board. He said that Gears of War 4 ran better, faster on the Xbox One S, and then you had Phil come out and say, "But no, that's not no." But that wasn't the case. The Xbox One S is more capable than the vanilla Xbox One. You know what I mean? Whether they choose, it's evident. It's not whether they choose. You know what I mean? You had some showdowns on Digital Foundry. It is a slightly faster console. Do you think Microsoft was wrong or not playing that up, or because some games are getting 11 more frames, and And
well, I mean, the thing is, you got to remember something, though, Z. Phil's got to watch his ass. For the reason Phil chimed in right away and said, whoa, not to discredit Rod, because Rod's working really hard and he is using certain things that the system can and cannot do. But the point of the matter is you can't have Microsoft as a company come out and say this machine does what your old machine really don't. As far as like,
it does though.
Yeah, but it's not enough. You have to have a factor of 10, and you have people saying between 7 and 12%. My point being is it's not enough. You would be doing a bit of false propaganda, and Microsoft doesn't want. Now listen, if we were talking about Sony, oh my God! If a PS4 Slim comes out, it'd be more powerful, more Japanese, more everything. You know what I mean? You would be getting it would be like an 80s commercial coming flying at you. Like you would be this insane amount of like false propaganda. Sony's been absolutely lying to everybody since day one. They would have boasted this. Phil doesn't want to play that game. Phil wants to play the straight, the up and the up arrow. He wants to play the person that says, "Listen, you can, no matter what I say, you can trust me." And listen, the fact that you took the Xbox One S home, plugged it into the wall, and it gave you that little bit more, good for you. Right? Good for you. Good for the consumer. But they're not going to sell the system based on a 7% increase. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not enough to promote it.
Right. They're not going to tout.
Some games receive 11
exactly,
frames
Tim. I mean, I don't know. Listen, who has a Five Guys burgers near them, right?
Yeah.
You order a cheeseburger and a fry, and then you get home, you take the cheeseburger out, you take the little container of fries out, and then at the bottom of the bag is a fucking 3 fistfuls of extra fries.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got in the S. You got three extra fistfuls of fries that you didn't pay for, okay? Like that, it's a bonus. It's a good thing. You tell your friends about it. Well, I'm going over to fucking Wendy's. Don't go to Wendy's. Go next door. You get 3 more fucking bag full of fries you didn't even ask for. My point being is, now when someone says, "Hey, what am I gonna buy right now? I got $400 in my pocket. Am I buying a PS4 or an Xbox One?" You'll get the S. Right, exactly. What's a PS4? You know what I mean? Like, that's my point. Like, so that's my whole thing, is that Phil didn't want to say, "Come to our place, we give you more fries." That's something for you to find out.
The media had already jumped on that message anyway. Like, when it came out that it was more powerful, like, they would have spun it and then made, like, because it is, even though Next Gen won't agree, he'll give some analogy. We've all heard it about, what's it matter what you can afford? But a lot of people go into a generation buying their console thinking they're set for 5 to 6 years. Microsoft didn't want to upset that. This is a much easier way to not upset that. People aren't really mad about it now. But if you had come out at E3 and said, this thing's going to give you up to 10 or 11, frames per second better on games or better resolution on
Run
games.
faster.
Yeah,
But
the
it's
media
going to come out
wanted-
anyway, though. But Digital Foundry, that's what they do. It's going to come out regardless. My thing is, which has been Microsoft's stance. Be the fucking behemoth that you are. Nice guys finish. This is business. You know what I mean? I'd rather fuck. Here's the thing. When I think we don't understand. Fuck people being pissed off. Them being doesn't make a difference because once you spent your money already, like who the fuck cares? Like you're gonna stop playing games or it is what it is. Like you have the Neo that's coming out and that's what 2-3 months from now, whatever the fuck that's come out, and people are people gonna feel slighted about that? I don't know. I mean, you get what you play for. Like I said, as long as you get to enjoy the same game. But it is going to be.
Ain't the Neo doing the same thing as the S though?
What you say?
Ain't the Neo doing the same
it's
thing?
more we talking about a higher graphic fidelity. It's more more CPUs.
What I'm saying, ain't it on the same level as the S though?
No, it's more. No, it's more.
It's more powerful than it.
It's bigger.
Yeah, a lot. It's 4.14 teraflops.
It's big. I mean, games are going to look fantastic on it, but are people going to be pissed off about that? It is what it is, man.
Though, right? It's only up.
I mean, it's going to be I don't know. Like the bigger games, it's not going to probably be able to do native 4K.
Yeah.
But we're just talking about a higher graphic fidelity period, not just again, resolution doesn't determine graphics. Just talking about probably more particle effects, more enemies on screen, and the stuff that this shit that. People have been fussing about all generation,
You'll get a Neo mode show.
Yeah,
Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to get a regular PS4 vanilla mode.
Yes.
And then you're going to get a PS4 Neo. Now, the Neo is built around 2K 2K checkerboard upscale render. So basically, they're trying to achieve what native does. It's kind of like a render technique, and that's basically what the system's built on. So they're going to be saying that they're giving you an upscaled, however they're going to deliver it, but it's not going to be native. It looks like
the same thing with Quantum Break. They did the check, the 720p 4 images, and it really was 1080p, and now they made it big. It's going to be the same thing for them, as far as achieving 4K, but it's not going to be native. It's going to be upscale. But games will look better graphically. You know what I mean?
They'll look sharper. And it'll also be good for PSVR.
Yeah. Well. Also, too, like I said again, what I was saying about Microsoft, maybe should have just been honest about the because HDR that takes it to a whole different realm there. That's nice. You know what I mean? That's nice. I don't know if you guys ever seen anything in HDR. Like when you go to Best Buy and have them pop in the Blu-ray, whatever that supports HDR, and then look at a regular Blu-ray, it's a big difference. You know what I mean? It's like 1080p on crack, 4K on crack. It's a big difference.
I played 4K. I saw Gears 4 running on an Xbox One S on an HDR television at E3, and I've also seen Forza Horizon 3. It's a big difference. It really is.
That's what I was saying.
If you have the 4K TV and you can do it, you're going to be really impressed with those games. It's a big deal, HDR. It's only supporting 2 games right now for Xbox, but in the future, I'm sure Scalebound's also going to support it. But it's
Halo Wars 2.
It's impressive. It's impressive to say the least.
How long do you think before a third party hops on board?
I don't. I think it's going to be. I think by Scorpio launch, you'll start to see that stuff third party. Because supposedly the developers are already working on Scorpio games. So, I think you're going to see that type of stuff at Scorpio launch. And I mean, we don't know what Sony's doing. I've heard nothing, but you have to assume they're going to have HDR.
I hope so.
If they don't have HDR, then that's not going to bode well, but I'm going to assume that they do. To be honest, they're in the TV business. So
let's talk about Neo for 1 second. What's actually happening with? We haven't heard anything. People are saying it's still rumored very heavily to be coming out in October. We don't know that. If they're coming out in March, maybe the rumor is that they may be thinking March now, or that doesn't make any sense.
Why March though?
No,
Why would
it's
it, exactly?
October.
Why? Yeah, it's October. So if it's October, does it have a 4K player in it? Does it support HD? I would definitely say that. I would almost bet everything.
I hope I have a 4K Blu-ray player.
Well,
It
forget about what
should.
we hope. We don't know, and they haven't said
I mean, it
shit.
should though. I mean, believe it or not, that's not expensive tech. That's but believe it. I was watching one of those techs. It's like a $10 chip, literally like a $10 fucking chip to what I mean to enable it to be a 4K Blu-ray player. My again question is that hopefully they invested in HDR and far was open
I doubt
GPL, the open that which they use. You know, what I mean, I hope that they invested in that because if they don't have that. That is a feather in the hat for Microsoft, and I hope they do have it because they are in the tech department as far as HDR cameras and phones and all that shit.
I think they'll have it, but I don't know. I think Microsoft's kind of in the forefront with this with HDR. So I think that you might get Horizons maybe with I don't know. I mean, if they don't have HDR, like I said, that's a big like you said, a big feather in their cap. In Microsoft,
I will
but
hope so.
you'd have to assume that they're going to have it. If they don't, well, I don't really know how you're going to damage control that because it really is. Like I said, watching the games on at E3, really impressed, and I saw it going up against a 4K native rig, and it holds up. I mean, obviously the 4K native rig, it's going to look better, but you really get the sense of colorings and the sunlight and the moon. It's hard to explain, but it really is. It's a big
Here's a question though, Tim. I mean, you're more than a loop than us. Are they going to put that on the box for like years? Supports 4K. Upscale. Are they going to start putting that on the box? Now, remember on the 360 and the PS3 era. And you had 720p to 1080p on the back of the box. Are they going to start putting that on the back of the box?
They should, but I don't know if they're going to. That's more of a marketing type, the packaging. I mean, why not just have a 4K HDR? I mean, both systems, Neo, if they both support UHD and they both support HDR, you should put it on your box. I mean, that's just simple stuff, but I don't know if they will, to be honest. The Xbox One X boss doesn't really. I think it has 4K.
It does, in a very small little in the back. Like I was saying, like I told Aaron on Twitter, like you guys should have that old in front. Because there's some people who still left comments on my I tried to do an unboxing, but like the walkthrough video. Well, next gen it doesn't upscale games to 4K. It just does the 4. No, it upscales games to 4K.
They built it in. It's built in.
Supports 4K 10-bit coloring. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. If it supports that, you will be able to play games in 4K, every game on your Xbox. Your upscale. You know what I mean?
Well, you have to run that test. There's a utility app or whatever you want to call it that when you first get your 4K, you hook it up.
Yeah.
It'll give you check marks. Now, some people had 4Ks, like you were explaining, and they were
like
tweeting me, and then it has X's on it. It's like saying, and it turned out that they didn't fill the spec.
It'll do 4K. It'll say 4K. Like I have an older 4K set upstairs, the one I got in 2014. It'll just do 4K Blu-ray, but I can't game
24, right?
24 frames. All the sets that came out in 2014 don't do 10-bit coloring. I don't think so. They don't do They don't support 4K coloring, or some of the lower end 4K. Maybe like a Heinsohn. What's that brand? Heinsohn, or some of the really probably cheap ones, or whatever the hell, like the Samsung 5000 series. I don't know if they support 10-bit coloring because they do sell. Samsung do sell newer models that don't have HDR. Sony does also. You know what I mean? I don't know if those sets there, even though they are cheap and and stuff, that they support 10-bit coloring, even though they are 4K. That's very important. You know what? Maybe Microsoft should do a video or breakdown tech video and explain that different aspects to people. A lot of people just don't know. Even though we're gamers or whatever, some people just don't know or not within the loop. You know what I mean?
Well,
Go ahead, Timmy.
not to. This is just a little informational. What I heard, Albert Pinello was on Major Nelson, and just something to note that if you use or you're going to try to get HDR, I believe, and you have it on game mode, sometimes it will not produce the HDR because they have certain things turned off in game mode for input latency.
Yeah.
So you could hop over and listen to Major Nelson's podcast. Pinello's on it, but there's a lot of research that the point that you were trying to make. There's a lot of research that needs to be done by the consumer. With this, and it's probably going to get a little easier to understand, but guys like all of us will know, but the average consumer should be kind of maybe educated on the subject. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
that's
you
what
feel
I'm
about
saying.
that.
People go out and somebody's like, oh, they're gonna be pissed off or think that they're getting, what they're really not. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's Showstopper. It just might be. I guess it's not there. Oh crap! You did crap?
Well, Mooch was saying something anyway.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I was just kind of going on, like, what the hell's going on? There's something's not right at Sony, okay? And this, it's really, no, I mean, besides my normal rant, I mean, this is like, let's just say we were all part of the investors, right? We're all investors now. Like, they're not mentioning anything. There's heavy rumors that they have a major hardware upgrade coming out in a few months. We don't know anything about it. They didn't show anything at the largest media outlet at E3.
Okay.
Okay. We don't have any games coming out for the third straight Christmas. I'm sorry, but Uncharted Collection for last year is not. That's not enough.
They got
No, they don't.
They got the last. Not the last. What do you call that shit?
They're the last. Exactly. If the point of the if you got a second think it. It's not going to sell. The Last Guardian is only for those people that have been waiting. It's a niche thing. It's not going to sell very well at all.
Or whatever the hell.
It's not Gran Turismo. It's Gran Turismo Sport. You have to say that. If this holiday wasn't Forza Horizon, if it was Forza Horizon, sometimes dancing and driving in the down under in Australia, that wouldn't exactly.
My bad, guys. I was talking. I was like, oh, they can't hear me. What the fuck? Yeah.
No, but I just think Sony has a lot of concern, and that's what the one thing I don't understand. Where's the media? Nobody's asking any questions. Why isn't Kaz Hirai on the phone? Where's Yoshida's Q&A? Hey, Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty, you like calling us fanboys? You're fanboys. Why don't you get on the phone? Why don't you make a phone call? Why don't you ask them what the fuck is going on? Nothing is happening at Sony. It's like it's nothing.
You know what, Mooch? I think that they are. Well, this has been Sony's land this whole generation. I think they're holding out that maybe Sony may change the specs in the box. The last minute.
They can't do that.
Again, here's the thing, and as from being a gaming perspective. If they could make it, I wouldn't mind. I'm a gamer. I'm a consumer first. I wouldn't mind, but we are talking about Sony, and they're not good at business. But I've been telling people, which was told to me by a really good friend of mine, that you have 2 years of R&D that Sony would just be wasting, and that 2 years to make sure the goddamn console doesn't overheat and this, that, and so if they were to change the specs at the last minute. Not that I wouldn't be happy because I'm going to get better looking games. I will be more concerned of the console overheating and. What I mean? That what I would be more concerned.
Here's the thing: no matter what Sony does, they're wanting to come out first. Right. Microsoft hasn't even begun to do anything with their box yet. So whatever Sony did, Microsoft would just counter, and it'd be for nothing. So Sony is best to get their thing out as soon as possible, but they're not going to make a big deal out of it. Why? Because it's not a big deal. It's already obsolete.
You have the elephant in the room is PSVR. They're going to launch it alongside
61 square feet to use that shit, but hell, you can meet your friends on Mount Kilimanjaro and fucking say hi to each other. Hey, look at the stick figure. Let's
Mount Kilimanjaro.
You know what I mean? Like, that shit's all retarded.
Mooch and Tim, whatever you guys can add to this. And this is not even being a fanboy. Just
listen. If they reverse course, and I've asked a couple of people, it would cost them $100.
But not even if they do that, you know what? They would still be the underdog. You got to realize this.
Crap said it though. See, if they go back to the drawing board, Microsoft is coming out after. They have every.
Well, here's the thing. But even if they, what I'm trying to tell you guys, even if, and this was told to me by a friend of mine, even if they were to, just say double down on the CUs and put a beefier GPU. It still wouldn't matter because Microsoft is using newer technology. That Zen and Vega That's
Not only that, but
meat and
Sony
ground for
would be
4K
using
gaming.
Sony would be
They're
using
using
more.
Polaris.
Sony, by not waiting, would be using more expensive technology, so the Neo would fucking cost through the roof.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
but what we're all missing here, or at least what we're missing, or I see some missing, is that PlayStation VR needs to have.
Yes.
Listen, a lot of people, it's going to make PlayStation VR games look better.
Yes.
Neo.
Yes.
And that is their. They have all their eggs in the VR basket, the PlayStation VR basket. So I mean, I saw a Q&A of a document that was as of a month ago.
Yep.
You're talking about
A video document, right?
yeah. They're going forward with this. They're not reversing course.
Yeah, why would you? Listen, the media is already changing the positioning statement anyway, as I said they would. Look, 4K is not going to matter because a lot of developers won't do native 4K anyway. They're just going to be like, well, we just wanted to get 1080 60 as good as possible, and so that's what you're going to get. So you might see some first-party stuff on Scorpio or whatever, native 4K, but a lot of the stuff is just going to be upscaled anyway to suit Sony.
You talking about Forest or Sony? You talking about Forest?
Yeah, the multiplats, all that stuff is going to be.
That's why we have to demand 4K.
Well, here's the thing.
You have to create.
You know how Sony.
Happens, we have to as.
Okay, let's be realistic here. Then I've seen someone posting some benchmarks in Bang Bang of some high-end cards that struggle to do 4K 60. And I don't want to come out and say that the Scorpio will do everything 4K 60 because I don't even think Phil said the thing was going to have a 4K buffer. But what's been in my argument that games will run and look better on the Scorpio in period than over the competition of the PlayStation 4 Neo. So people are trying to change the narrative. Well, it's not going to give you 4K 60. But whatever it gives us, the games are going to look better graphically and run better on the Xbox Scorpio over the competitor, the PlayStation 4 Neo. And then also, to this, these benchmarks that you're putting up from the GTX, this, that, and the other, we don't have any benchmarks on the specs and the technology that Microsoft is using because the chips are not available to next year. So we don't know.
They have 4K on the motherboard. I think that tells you something. They're targeting 4K. They're targeting a native 4K system. Yeah. You're going to see Killer Instinct 4K with HDR. I'm sure. You're going to see 4K gaming. As far as the multiplats, there is a possibility that we are dumbed down and there's no parity. There has to be parity for Sony.
They're not.
But if that happens, I'm sure the developers, it's going to be on a developer case to case. I'm sure there might be some that do it, but I'm sure that we might also get a native 4K.
We have not even so much us because Microsoft has to put the fucking boot to their ass because if you're talking about parity, we got 900p or even 720p while Sony got 1080. You understand what I'm saying? So
yes.
we can't let that shit there go. You know what
I
mean?
I think most developers are going to shoot for what they best can run. If they can run a game and get it to 4K on Scorpio, and you got to realize there's a big difference between the specs of Neo and Scorpio. A big difference.
Yeah.
So,
it is.
4K is going to be obtainable for some games. And the games that are 1080p 60, guess what? They're going to run better and they're going to have more effects on, guess what? The Scorpio.
Because it's going to be made. It's going to be the developers are going to make it on that and then port it over. That just is going to make sense. It's going to be back to the 360 style of days when.
You think so? The install date. Man, you think they would do that or?
There is no. I don't think there's generations per se anymore. It's just.
Yes.
Well, what I mean, so right now Sony, there was I don't know what maybe Microsoft's at 25 million or whatever, and Sony's at 40 or.
I wouldn't doubt Microsoft's at 30 million. I mean, just because they're not saying anything doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad because we know that now from the Halo 5 numbers, fantastic. The Titanfall numbers, fantastic. I mean, they choose to say go by.
Here in North America, things are pretty whatever, maybe 2 to 1 or 1.5 to 1. Here in North America, but we're just talking about globally. You realize so Microsoft is not out in a lot of those countries, or it's like 3 to 1 or 5 to 1 in some places. Over.
Microsoft does well in South America.
South America we do well in.
And Mexico.
Mexico and in the UK, but
North America was
yeah, but other places like Spain, those are fucking, or Germany. Well, maybe more mentioned it, but those other countries, those are dominant PlayStation countries. You know what I mean? Everything's PlayStation over that way.
All right.
And Microsoft is not even out in a lot of those little countries.
Yeah, they have no brand recognition. But overall, I mean, the 360 model was robust in North America, robust in UK, and then, okay, the rest of the world. I think that if they can get back to that, or even get back to the point where they're winning in North America, which I think is totally possible.
You think so, with the Neo on the way?
Well, not now. Yeah, I think what I feel with the whole situation, I feel like Xbox right now is on a high.
They are.
They're on a high, and the momentum is rolling. I think that Sony's going to be strong, but I think that Microsoft's going to be strong, and they're going to and when Scorpio hits, I feel like that's really going to be like we're starting to see a shift now. I mean, I think Crap even alluded to it. His videos now get less likes and
less dislikes, even more likes. Yeah,
more likes, and I feel like we're gonna get a real shift. I mean, you have guys like Top Gunner. I know you guys know who he is.
God,
yeah. Some don't like him, but now he's like fully on board with Xbox. I mean,
that motherfucker still complains about everything though. Like,
he can't help it.
Well, I don't care, dude. He can't help it. He can take some medication or something. I don't care.
Oh, crap,
Look, hey man, I'm zipped up all the time too, man. I take shit, but you don't hear me acting like that. Jesus Christ.
The thing is
he's all right, but he's now. My point is that guy was completely negative when.
But he has OCD and a bunch of other shit going on. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is that guys like that have now switched to really being positive about Xbox One. I see so many guys on Twitter that said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. I hate it on Xbox. It really is a good system." So you're starting to see a shift now.
Even in Neogaf, told you my friend.
Yeah, a lot of them. It's kind of not be. It's kind of.
Well, the thing is, though, Tim, besides what we're saying with the goodwill, and we're seeing what Microsoft's efforts are, and that's why some people's hearts are changing. I think what it is too is a lot of these people, and I'm not going to name names. I don't know. I can't speak for them individually, but I think the reason you're seeing this shift is, again, I say it every week, and it's a broken record, but it's the third Christmas with no games. What is Sony giving you? Again, nothing. You can't be excited. I don't care if you're a Sony fan or not. You can't be excited that Gran Turismo, kinda, sorta, number 7, maybe it isn't sport, is coming out. Like nobody cares, and that's your flagship coming out this year. Give me a break.
To be honest, my opinion, Xbox with games last year lost, and I think that what happens is with the new Xbox, it was a change in the way people perceived Xbox.
Tim, can I ask you a question, Tim? Tim, can I ask you a question? Did they lose with that? I don't think they lost. And let me tell you why I don't think so. Why is it in the spring you get your ass up and you go to Home Depot and you pick up Scott's fucking lawn, right? No, you do all this fucking work all in April, all in May. Your lawn doesn't look good till September. My point being is they did games when Phil took over, and it took the investment of 14, it took the investment of 15, and you're getting the dividends in 16. And that's why, Tim.
I do think the hardware really. I mean,
that is major, though.
I see what you're saying, but I do think that the hardware, what they're pushing, and especially the anticipation for Scorpio, right now on the hardware side. I mean, this system that they just released. It is a beautiful.
That should have been the one that they released all along, and there shouldn't have been any of the fucking DRM bullshit. And they should have just.
DRM was a problem,
dude. I know, like you want to think that it all has to do with the power. It's not. Once the 10 million got sold based on I can't play my used games. Sony's for the players. They're the fucking white knights. Then your friends have it. That's why that 10 million wins, because then at that point, and then the subset comes out where 1080p. That shit really reared its head after the initial big giant lead that Sony took. You know what I mean? Then it was like they just wanted to use excuses. Like you'll hear, exclusives don't matter this gen. They don't matter this gen because Sony didn't fucking have them.
I think I made it different on that one. The DRM, because I mean, of course it was ugly when it came out and it was said, but neither Microsoft or Sony went with it. The big push came from
but
Microsoft losing.
they had no reveal too.
No,
so
I
understand that was bad, but what really did it in for Microsoft was the $100. You know, I mean, your biggest competitor is $400, and you're $500, and then Tim, you had your meltdown. 1080p, fucking Ghost Recon. I'm sorry, Call of Duty Ghost.
Yeah.
But if you look at his,
720p.
he was reacting
was
to
huge.
fanboy stuff because
That
fanboys
was
were
huge.
reasons to why they were getting it. And look, it does
That
like
was
the price
huge.
point. Yeah, but look, the price point along with that played a role. You know what I'm saying?
The reason-
If they would have came out with this Xbox S at how it is now at $299 with no Connect, fucking game over. The power difference doesn't fucking matter at that
Yeah,
point.
but I'm just saying, I know that was after, but like I'm saying, your biggest competitor is that was a bit more. Like I said, if they both would have came out at $400, you know, most people would have went with what they were used to, was the three in North America. You know what I mean? Then that, but Microsoft should have took the goddamn Connect out of the box. That was at launch because people you were asking, even though I would still would have bought the $5 bundle because I like the Connect just for the features that we get. But you were asking a premium price for a product that was no weaker than your competitor, you know, and you really didn't have any software to support it. You
Well,
know,
the Connect was supposedly the Connect was. Listen, they misread the market bad, and I when I realized, like when I had that meltdown, I realized
that's how I met Tim. I said, "Who the fuck is this white guy? He's about to fucking blow a gasket." Tim fucking lit it.
Tim was fighting fanboys. That's a fan. That's a fan. We're all.
Tim was fighting Major Nelson.
No,
Tim had a fucking meltdown.
That's a fanboy reaction.
The reason why I still am a fanboy, but I mean, pretty much I think everyone has fanboy in them. Just some people acknowledge it, but the reason why is because I knew that it was true. It wasn't reported, but I was like, fuck. And then I saw the writing on the wall, and I saw the writing on the wall for the whole gen.
It came out from. You know what? Actually, you know what? I don't. They gave this guy such shit. I forget the anonymous developer.
Seaboat.
No, not him. Fuck him. The guy that gave up the article on Eurogamer said there's going to be a bunch of games that are going to be 900p for the Xbox One, and they're going to be 1080p. I don't remember the guy's name or what developer he was from.
Dude, you're talking about, well, there was Mortimer, that fucking asshat.
But that was true. I mean, what the fuck?
But it was all from Seaboat. Seaboat at the time had a connection inside. He doesn't.
But
if
you remember though, I called it. I was like, watch, that Metal Gear game is going to be 720 on Xbox months ahead of time because you can just read the trend that was going to be the problem. You know what I mean? And then they tried to make something big out of it.
But how do we get to that though? But this is the $1 million question. You know, how did Microsoft? Did you ever realize when the Xbox launched, it was all about power. It was like 2 games that came out.
It was all about how to shit on Microsoft in any which way.
Go read. Somebody has a tweet, maybe Tim does, where it's like they're interviewing Yoshida. He gives 5 reasons why to buy a PS4 over Xbox One.
Yeah.
Price, 1080p.
That is huge.
Yeah, it's like, but I mean,
it's
bullshit. It's stuff that never really mattered before.
Well, listen, here's another thing.
Okay.
Microsoft's always in the position of, if they're going to get criticized for something, they're going to get criticized. At this point, right now, it's pretty hard to criticize them. That's what, they're doing everything right, so there's nothing to complain about. But then, whatever it was, they're just going to fucking throw dirt on it and just keep it going. And it was real bad at the time.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, my question is to you guys. Take us out of the equation. Us not being Xbox dudes. If we didn't have a dog, we not say we got a dog in this fight. If we didn't have a preference or bias, and we were to walk into the store, and we see both consoles got more or less the same games, and this one here is $400 and is more powerful than this one here for $500. What the fuck are you gonna go with?
Yeah, the price point was a big it was a big deal.
It should have been an option right from the fucking start. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm not
sure.
But that's all still,
That was huge, man.
That's what I'm saying. But this is like the S is Phil's box. Like he was the one that I
say the Scorpio's Phil's box.
Well, I still think that the S, he had a lot of input. It's very sleek design made by the Surface team. Very, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's cool. I mean,
that's going to be the main Xbox. I mean, that's going to be the one.
If they do that with Scorpio, I heard it's. I mean, I heard Scorpio is going to be better, but
you know what?
That design. Let me tell you.
Do we really care about the design of the Scorpio? We want the power.
No, I know, but it's still nice to have a system. Like when I put this in, my wife looked at it and said, "Wow, that's nice." You know, there's no like, it's a really nice piece of it's a console. It's sleek as hell.
You better believe 3 years from now the Scorpio is going to need a redesign. It's going to get a slim or.
Of course,
it's the nature of the business. But I'm saying, I mean, I don't, like I said in the day, I never really had a problem with the Xbox One look. My thing, as long as the motherfucker worked, and I didn't get no red ring of death, and cool. I got that. I don't care if the Scorpio comes with a brick. But the goddamn brick goes behind the goddamn television. Yeah. Now, I will say this: I noticed when I unboxed the motherfucker, there's like a little, it's like the PlayStation 4, like a little fucking cable box plug. Like goddamn, like you know what I mean? But I would rather have my goddamn port for my goddamn Kinect. You know what I mean? And you had to give me a break.
Well, here's the thing, Z. Me and you, I'm a fan of Kinect. You're a fan of Kinect. I don't remember how necessarily Tim. I think Tim is too. I mean, probably a Metal fan, right?
Twitch is huge.
I mean, my point.
Upload Studio's huge.
Yeah, but Z, is it though?
Twitch? Hell yeah.
Not
really.
Yeah. Go on Twitch right now. Go ahead and go on there. There's the same 100 people that have 2,000 views, and then you've got everybody else in the world with 3 of their friends watching.
No, like my friend.
Listen, there's nobody. Listen, we do this shit. I do about somewhere between 8 and 12 hours a week of podcasting.
Yeah.
And even when I went on,
Christ, we're no life motherfuckers.
But what I'm saying, let me reword it. Now we look at this as a business now, whatever. They make more on Twitch than we do here on YouTube.
Well, you're talking about those few people that make it for their those people that are doing it for a living. Z have a $1,500 camera above their fucking PC.
Some people use the fucking Kinect and the fucking.
Yeah, but the people using the Kinect. Yeah, but the people using the connector, like Jimmy down the street picking his nose, talking to his friends.
It's simple, but what I'm saying is this: going forward, whether they allow third-party peripherals on the Scorpio. They can't just do away with the fucking Kinect because live streaming is huge.
It's just going to be the same exact thing. You're going to have to buy the adapter.
Well, we have the adapter now.
They're not going to put that power. They're going to keep the box as small as possible.
I mean, we're talking about 6 teraflops.
They must have only had they're not trying to sell people on the Kinect anymore. That thing's discounted.
No.
If you want the Kinect on Scorpio, it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt that Microsoft comes out with just some kind of regular camera for that type of thing that plugs in the USB.
They don't need it anymore because 90%. I shouldn't say 90 because Z makes a good point. 60%, in my personal opinion, that was amazing about Kinect. That if you polled people, were the voice commands. Now Cortana's doing that with a microphone.
Yeah.
So you don't need it anymore, Z.
I think it's just could be an option with the same thing.
Better hit that line of white shit there, Tim. You sound a little down, bro.
When I see you guys, I'm gonna hook you guys with some Adderall.
It's going to be the same operating system. It's going to be Windows 10. It's going to be the same shit. It's a console refresh. So what you're getting with Scorpio is what you're getting with Xbox One S. So meaning that the peripherals like Kinect will still work. You'll just have to get that Kinect adapter.
We have that. Well, but that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying about the Kinect is popular. You tried calling for the first day or two to get through. That fucking line was jammed. People trying to get that goddamn Kinect adapter. Like that shit was like a fucking welfare line.
No, I finally got it. It took me.
Yeah, I finally got through yesterday. I don't know when it's gonna come, but like there are people out there with the fucking Kinect. Like people are using that goddamn.
People still love the Kinect.
Yeah.
And those people still have the option to use it, but more or less it's now considered, it's not in Microsoft's plans, though.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know if they can just, unless they allow, again, third-party options for cameras on the Scorpio, because like I said, twitching is huge. Live stream. You see look at all the freaky shit that was. People bought the fuck. That's another thing that sold the fucking PlayStation 4. The freaky shit they were able to do and live. People like to have a public and talk and people. It was going down on fucking PlayStation. What that shit at night or at dark? What the fuck they were doing on that shit?
After dark.
Man, shit, that was huge.
Too much porn.
Yeah, man, shit, everybody watches fucking porn, man. You know what I mean? That might blow fucking Donald Trump's election. He told me he want to ban fucking porn up. He might lose because of that. Like, pornography is huge. Shit,
no.
I don't think the people that watch porn are big voters. So
everybody fucking watches porn.
I think we're all right.
Everybody fucking watches
I think
porn.
we're all right.
Yeah, everybody fucking watch porn. Shit. I got the sex life of fucking rock. No, not rock, because that's a bad example. Well, fucking you have to, but fucking I fucking watch porn. Shit, you know what I mean? Damn, Rock Hudson, that was crazy, right?
You're dating yourself there, Z.
Hey, yo, I had to listen. That's crazy, yo. That's like us finding out. And it's not. Listen, I want to be politically correct here. It's nothing wrong with homosexuals, but just Rock Hudson. If you don't know, people that are young, he was like, give me a fucking.
He's like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt.
Yeah. But he was sleeping with Liberace and even the father of the fucking Brady Bunch. They all.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of that going on back then because it was like it was actually considered a medical thing, and you could end up in like insane asylums and fucking electroshock and all that shit.
For being.
So, yeah, if you look at it, it wasn't until the 70s that they actually.
Said, that thing was big on Europe in the Europe scene, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's only like here, like in America per se. You know what I mean? The Bible Belt and shit like that. Everybody's like, because they pick and choose. What to you know what I mean? I could get into this shit all day, but yeah.
It makes no sense because even with the Catholic Church and all that.
All right, let's get back to the game. I don't even want to go there. This is crazy.
Hey, hook me and Mooch it up to fucking and give us a fucking.
Let's get back. Ready? I'll set the mood right. Where are you, Yoshida? Where are you? Where are the answers? Listen. My point is.
Well, they don't even have second steps authentication. They announced it 4 months ago, and there's still reports.
Hey, you mean Sony announced something that was like far away? Get out of here! They never do that. Come on.
Crap! Remember the shit that you were showing us before, the whole UI that was supposed to get changed on PlayStation?
Oh yeah.
Where's that?
I don't know, man. Like
I'll tell you where it is.
It's supposed to be.
It's right. We're gonna go back to one of my old analogies or my old sayings, right, from fucking Mighty Ducks. It's not that you're a never was, you're a never has been. They don't have shit. They don't know what they're doing over there. They don't have anything coming.
Well, look at this. What was it? I think me and Mooch, we were like, during your takeover of the next podcast, I think somebody was talking about how Sony's in trouble for another reason that people aren't really considering. It's that none of their people actually game. Phil is a gamer. Right. We all know he games.
Right. You think so?
So? Well, yeah, Adam Boyes was one of the only gamers.
Yeah, Sean Layden, he doesn't play video games.
None of those guys are gamers.
Ybarra's a huge gamer.
Yeah, like Microsoft has people that are gamers that are actually running shit now. Sony has went the other way, right? Like I think Yoshida might be the last one that actually games. Like Boys games, right? But Layden and House, those guys don't game at all.
No way.
Well, let me ask you guys a question, and this is my personal opinion. And I think, which is to me, is being a gamer. And I like what Microsoft is doing now. But I think Microsoft, to me, even though they were getting their teeth kicked in, when the original Xbox came out, the OG Xbox, like that was the system. Like, man, that was like god damn, like that was the shit to me. Like, like to me, Microsoft just pushed technology in a hard drive. You could put your music in there, record it, and Xbox Live. Like that shit just felt so new, hip, and fresh. And even with the 360, I love the 360. I couldn't wait till each year we got the update. Like this console just kept transforming. I don't know how that they just lost their fucking way with the launch of the Xbox One. Like I still like what happened? Like, you know what I mean? How did it,
Matrix saw dollar signs.
Yeah, Matrix saw dollar signs. Matrix bet on the wrong crowd. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, he didn't understand. Like it took him like they were so out of touch. This needed to happen. As much as I wish, like we all are like, man, I wish that wouldn't happen. This stuff that happened needed to happen for the shakeup to happen, like it has, and we get the better product and the company that listens, and you know what I mean. We were, lucky at the start of the 360. Then Matrix was like, hey, let's money. We can just get third-party deals and, fuck exclusive.
Yeah, but as far as, with the third-party deals, it's cool. It's still getting the multi-plat. What really was the knife in Microsoft's side was the perception of power. You know what I mean? Even though they
had the weaker console last gen, that was the perception, but they still kicked ass.
No, you know why? But the multi-plats, which I tell you, ran better on a 360,
Yeah, most of them did, but I mean, there was still that perception. If you I was around on System Wars and N4G at that time, right? No matter what the game, people still said, "Oh, it looks better on the PS3," because there wasn't there wasn't as like how this is now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as far as like Red Dead Redemption, right? That game was 540p on PlayStation 3, and if you look, that's like one of the few articles that I can remember where P's were ever fucking mentioned. Last generation, like it was because it was only 540.
It wasn't a big deal. Resolution wasn't a big deal, but we all knew that games ran better on the 360. You know what I mean?
Well, but everybody had it was the 360 generation. Everybody had a 360, and then eventually everybody had a PS3 too. So it all came out in a wash. I mean,
and Sony Online was horrible. And not saying that it's much better than it was. So we'll give Sony credit as far as that. PSN came a long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has. It really.
You know what I mean? So what I'm just saying with Microsoft, this can't depend on even though we all know Xbox Live is better, whatever, but it has to be something else. You know what I mean? And I think Microsoft has to go back to you still got to bring your exclusives. We can whatever Windows 10. I still feel a little way about that because I'm gonna be honest with you. It seemed like it's not so much as hate from the ponies now. It's the PC crowd that are attacking Xbox.
Well, they're jealous because
they're threatened.
because there's going to be a lot of people are going to have a console that's going to be more powerful than the average PC.
Right.
That's just, that's
usually it was. Let's go back. Usually
Okay.
it was when in 360 the 360 was playing 720p, PC was playing 1080p.
Okay.
This generation, Sony's playing 1080p, Xbox playing 1080p, Sony's playing PC's playing 4K.
Mhm.
Now you have a system that's supposedly going to play. It can be capable of playing native 4K gaming.
Okay.
Now, like usually PC has that advantage where they can play at a higher resolution. They still will have a certain advantage, but it's,
if you want to spend the money.
Right.
I got these budget cards from AMD.
But the 4K ceiling is basically now you have a console in that space. There's no games going to be played at 8K. In the next couple of when Scorpio launches, so I think that maybe that's part of it. A lot of people saying we don't know what the Scorpio is going to be, but like I said to people, they are targeting 4K.
We're not even saying that, and which I think is ironic, moronic, whatever the fuck. But here's always been our argument. We're just talking about console to console, just quote unquote console to have fun. All I've ever said that games will run better and look better on the Scorpio than the competition was at the Neo. But then you got people that come up, well, my rig right now butt fucks the Scorpio, but it's to me, and I will say this again, and we're talking about a personal computer and a console. Well, Nintendo and Sony are not in competition with Dell or Hewlett Packard. That's not your competition. So I think it's the craziest shit in the world to compare your gaming rig or your personal computer to a console. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the PC guy always wants to feel elite, and maybe Scorpio threatens them. I don't know. At this point, like you said,
am I bugging, or does that really make any sense?
I don't pay attention to people.
Well, there's a way to track the Scorpio. There's not really a way to track what PC has. I mean, everybody lies, and they're like, hey, I got this.
I don't know if AMD puts out figures. Of course, there are more PCs in the world, but there's 3 times the amount of fucking PC there are consoles. Everyone has a fucking computer. But not everyone, you know what I mean? It's gaming
you just look at
fucking settings here. That's just fact.
You look at the developers. When they make a game for the console first, pretty much. You look at Batman. Then they I don't even think the scene. I don't think what is the Rock? Who's the developer? Rocksteady. They didn't even do the PC port. I think Iron.
Dude, it was
a bunch. Because they don't spend any fucking money.
They took it off of Steam. The fact of the matter is that the money is in the console market first and foremost, and Microsoft is trying to get with the whole Windows 10. They're trying to get the PC and console to merge to make them make more money.
Or are they just trying to grow Windows 10 numbers on the back of the
probably it's probably all has to factor in. But the bottom line is that if you want to be realistic, console gaming is where you compare AAA's, AAA sales from all these games. They always outsell the PC counterpart. There's no Madden. There's no Madden on PC.
There's no Destiny. There's a lot of stuff.
There's no Destiny.
But here's the thing, though. But I mean, I don't listen. I'm used to being attacked. We all are. But I had these two make 30 fucking minute videos about me, and not again. I appreciate the the press and the few subscribers that I got. I don't have a problem with that. But they took my argument. I was talking again. We're talking about consoles, not a fucking. And again, I'm not saying that every goddamn game on the Neo Scorpio will be in 4K. I've never said that. What I'm saying is that this going by the statistics released from Steam or Valve or whatever the fuck, 34% of y'all was only playing goddamn games at 1080p, 60 frames, and only fucking less than 3% are able to game in 4K. Fact, these are the numbers from fucking Steam. And if the Scorpio is able to achieve 4K in every game, it's going to outperform a lot of motherfuckers' computers.
At the end of the day, the support's never as good on PC as it is for console. That's just obvious. I'm telling the developers.
I mean, when you have a problem with your PC, you just call 1-800 fuck yourself.
Why is it not? Is it a problem with piracy? Is that why?
No, I just think that the way the industry is that
they don't like to buy games.
No, it's the industry knows who they're who's going to buy the most, or where the most of the sales are going to come from, and they look to console first.
Okay.
For the most part, unless you're looking like a game like World of Warcraft or League of Legends, those games are not even on console, but they do well on PC. But what did
Ubisoft say?
I don't even pay attention to the PC fanboys.
I'm just saying, but what did Ubisoft say? Oh crap, 98%.
What's that?
What did Ubisoft say? 98% of their games are pirated or whatever the fuck.
Something like that. I don't remember the exact number.
That's ridiculous.
So don't quote me on it, but it is a high number.
And you wonder, and that's what I don't understand. They PC gaming. We don't have people that ask me, why wouldn't you want to game in PC? Why full restricted? You can do all that's cool. But my main issue, maybe you guys may have, you play with your friends, and my friends don't game on PC. To me, gaming on PC is a very lonely situation. I like to talk, like to have fun. I love my achievements. Now you can do the achievement shit on Windows 10 with the Xbox now, and I get it. But to me, games are poorly optimized with controllers. I like controllers. I don't want to be at a disadvantage. I don't want to learn how to play with a mouse and keyboard. That's just not for me. You know what I mean? And the games that do support controller, to me, the controllers don't feel as tight or whatever.
At the end of the day, the console gamer and the PC gamer, and I've reiterated this, are different consumers, a different type of. Listen, for most console gamers and gamers, they like the simplicity of the console. You hit the button, it turns on your TV and Xbox. It'll turn on your TV with PlayStation, and you're booted right into your UI with all your friends there, ready to play your games.
Yes.
There's no signing in.
What's wrong with it, though?
Into your Windows 10 PC.
That's the thing, Tim, and let's just dive into what you're saying there, because what you're saying holds a lot of weight, and I think we skip over it too easily. You hit the Xbox on, or you tell Cortana to turn it on, whatever you do, right? You turn that beast on. Once that thing is on, it's half the gaming world, it's half your social world, and that's what people don't seem to understand. Like, there's many a nights, tonight could be one of them, where I have no intentions. I might just jam out a little bit of that Batman game I've been jamming on. If not, me and my wife are just going to watch the Olympics show. But, like, later on when time goes by, all of a sudden, Tim Dog, you did it, Tim, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? We were just chilling. It was like a Saturday night, maybe it was a Sunday night, and boom, just all of a sudden, pop comes up and it says, Tim Dog wants to get into a chat. We didn't even play anything. We were just, like, bullshitting for a few hours. My point being is that that's something you don't get in the PC world. And you have to remember something, everybody in the audience that's listening. Don't think because you watch these YouTube channels, okay, these other people that have big YouTube channels that are PC guys, and they're showing you these 986 dual fucking slamming motherboard TX45s, right, with a red laser. Listen, that shit is all not realistic. That's like Tom Cruise getting on fucking The Tonight Show tonight or tomorrow night and being like, man, taxes are a bitch, aren't they? And you're like, shut the fuck up, Tom. Listen, my point being is that none of us that have PCs at home for the most part are playing these $3,500 rigs. most PCs are just shit. You're playing what you just have in your house. Yeah, I'm not saying your rig can't handle it, but it's not the community. There's nothing there. You have to log on to Skype, then have a whole cast of people from Skype. Then you have to try and get into whatever Battle.net.com to get into a game. It's a bunch of loose bullshit. Here with the Xbox One, you turn it on. There's your 50 friends, whether you know them in real life or you met them through gaming.
Your games are updated on them by themselves. It's just.
I can see what Tim's playing. I can see what he played yesterday. Why would I bother Tim, right? If I know he doesn't like, let's just make this up, he doesn't like Call of Duty. He's playing fucking Madden for the past 2 months. I'm only going to hit Tim up if he wants to play either Killer Instinct or Madden. I know what Tim likes and doesn't like. You can look at what he plays. This is not the same thing. If you met a guy or anyone on PC, you don't know what they like or they don't like. You only have their Skype contact. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, it's definitely not as integrated. I mean, they have Steam OS, and they have certain stuff, but
I mean, some of the games have voice. It's just, I don't know. It's just a break.
But Tim, it's the people.
Some games are not on Steam. Some you have to go to Origin.
But it's nothing right. No, if you're not a
it's just more complicated. At the end of the day, there's no argument. There's more.
No, Tim,
if you like to do that stuff, then that's great.
That's all that I'm saying. And again, I'm not shitting on those that like the game on PC. That's not my argument.
Some people like to run 3D.
But it's stupid to compare your personal computer to a console.
Well, that's why you shouldn't give them any attention, because it's just like trying to argue apples and oranges. It's
like we don't care about your 96 gigs of RAM. We don't give a fuck. If I did, I would choose to play that. I don't give a fuck about that. It's not what floats my boat. You know what I mean? I'm not into chicks with dicks. That's not my thing there, man. You know, not with those that like it. Cool, you know. You're a top this week. I'm a bottom. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you do, whatever floats your boat, but this is not for me. I don't think well, I guess PC gamers or whatever, they don't understand. You know, why people prefer consoles or like no one gives. It's not about the power. You know, I'm not saying that power is not important. But it's cool.
You know what? It's a lot about too. You know, the middle-aged guy is not going to deal with the PC. You know, he's just going to buy a game so he can play Madden. The parents who are going to buy there for their kids, they're not going to deal with setting up a PC, setting up all this shit, and logging in through a keyboard.
Horrible customer service.
They want a box, small box that you pop in. And you're ready to go. Now if the Steam machines, those didn't do so well, because you know what it is. It's just that they're just in different. It's just different mindsets, and that's why the argument really is moot. There's nothing to argue, because it's different subsets of gamers, and that's the whole thing with the Windows 10 and people calling exclusive. That at the end of the day, when I play my Xbox, it doesn't matter to me that somebody's signing in on Windows 10 and playing that.
Exactly.
It doesn't. It affects me zero.
There never was. They didn't even exist to you before, and they don't exist to you now. The fact that they got a free code in the box, it doesn't mean shit to me. I have no.
I get the free code if I ever have a change of heart and I want to build a $3,500 rig that I can make myself feel better and say,
even $1,500 rig or whatever. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like we were saying.
Whatever.
The point of the matter is, to get back to your original point, is why is the PC crowd starting to chime in? They're chiming in. They're chiming in because for $600 or less next year, we're going. Well, I meant in 2000 with Scorpio.
Even the Neo's going to be a lot powerful than a lot of motherfuckers' rigs.
Man, that thing's got a shit CPU and shit bandwidth.
And listen, motherfuckers, Valve released the goddamn survey in 2012. The Wii U was more capable than a lot of motherfuckers' rigs.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's the truth.
I'm not giving that thing any credit.
Oh, the Wii U?
No, the Neo. Like, Sony's not even marketing it. I mean, Sony doesn't give a shit about it.
For example, dealer plays
more of a half step, and it's support.
Whatever. I'm just saying it's a console. But what I'm saying, the dealer plays on PCs, and the Neo was more powerful than his goddamn rig. I mean, we talking about whatever for in a closed environment. You know, I'm a gamer. I prefer the Xbox, but if you were happy with the Xbox or the PlayStation 4, could you imagine that with 4 T-flops or 6 T-flops? Games are going to look fantastic. I can't fucking wait. I'm excited. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know? I'm just as being a gamer, you know what I mean? So I don't understand why PC
Well,
gamers are.
Scorpio is it's gonna have a lot of 4K gaming. Not every game probably, but
No.
it's gonna have 4K gaming. It's gonna be perfectly for your 55-inch, 4K, LED. You're ready to play, hitting by a controller. You can't beat that for $600,
No,
for $500. You can't beat that. So. We can argue to the cows come home. The bottom line is
It's
that
not really an argument. It's just stupid
whatever,
as fuck.
it's just that I mean, to me, it's just it is what it is. Just
It's stupid to compare
don't pay attention to the
Oh,
noise.
I know.
Yeah, here's something we don't talk about too much on BGST, but I'm curious as hell because we haven't brought it up. I'm gonna start with Zaire.
Yes.
Z, during this drought of games, what the hell are you playing these days?
You want to know the truth? I know you're gonna tease me about this. I've been fucking paying the goddamn my grandmother's nurse's bill, but I haven't.
I hear you.
$1,500 fucking bucks a week, bro. Let me tell you about it. But I've been fucking I like Mortal Kombat. In NBA 2K.
Yeah.
I guess would I be considered a casual? I don't. It was crazy. I'm telling you, it was crazy. I don't have a fucking PlayStation 4 right now. I'm fucking fiending to play fucking Street Fighter. You know, you always want what you don't have or you can have, whatever.
Right.
You know, but this holiday, with this October was September. Or Tim, you're getting Madden, right?
Yeah, I'm getting Madden.
Okay, but I mean, I tried on EA Access and because my friends don't fucking buy it no more, Tim. If you fucking play my black ass.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
I will
with
play
Madden.
it. I will.
I do know this that a lot of my friends skipped out on Madden the past couple of years, and I've got
Same
a couple
shit.
people. They're murmuring though. They're starting to talk a little bit. They're like, well, maybe I'll get it this year. Because they're really Jones. And NFL season comes around, everybody gets that hype train, right? Everybody's in fantasy football. You get all that shit going, so everyone's all pumped. So I mean, there's definitely that. But I mean, like, as far as like, it's funny you said that. You said, oh, NBA 2K or Mortal Kombat. It's funny. I noticed some people on my Twitter either go back to their old faithfuls, which in Z's case is Mortal Kombat and definitely NBA. NBA 2K is like his go-back-to game.
Yeah, that's my
right?
stage.
And that's generally what I was playing, either Titanfall or you go back to Destiny. But the other thing is, I just started the other day. I've had literally Batman Arkham Knight just sitting there not doing anything, and I just started playing that. Like, I'm trying to get to the back. It's a good game. The only thing I will say is it's definitely very. As much as people will they'll say, dude, Mooch, you're full of shit. You can go wherever you want. To me, it's linear. There's a lot of little side things to do, but really it's just follow the main mission. Like, you can go venture off and fucking do the augmented reality shit here and there.
Yeah, that turned me off too. I played it. I felt the same way.
It just turned me off to it, Tim. You know what I mean? Like, I'm playing it right now because I can't really think of anything else better to do. Like, I don't know. I guess I could.
Well, what are you looking forward to the most, though? I think third party mode probably is Mafia 3. I really, really want that.
Yeah, I would definitely say Mafia 3 for third party. No, I would say Titanfall 2. But I mean, Mafia 3.
Yeah,
I heard we supposed to. We can talk about this. I heard we should have cross network play on that game. Is it true?
Hell no.
No, it's not gonna happen.
That was a rumor. I read it.
Sony turned down Rocket League. They just turned down Tekken. They don't want.
They turned down Tekken. That would have been so fucking awesome.
They're scared, Z.
That's wrong. That's fucked up.
They're scared. I think Crap broke it down best on one of his videos. The real deal is that Sony has a market share lead in consoles because they're AKA their friends and everybody has that. So that's why I'm going to buy a PS4. If all of a sudden you can buy an Xbox One, get the better controller, the better online, more new IP, and then play your friends, right? Why would you buy a PS4?
Wrong, though, man. That is. Can you imagine? That would be like. But that would be like groundbreaking, shattering for gaming. Period.
Well, if they really come out, because the pressure is going to mount on them.
Yes.
That's what Sony fans should be fussing about.
What pressure though? Like, I'm not seeing any of the fans say anything. I'm not seeing any of the media say anything.
The more developers keep coming out, the
developers.
Rocket League is going to come to a point where. They just had a release of a new content, but they're going to come to a point where they see, the writing's on the wall. If they get cross-network play on Rocket League, that's going to make people buy that game more. It's going to give that game a lot more hype than it has.
Yeah, but that's just awesome,
the hype train. But at the end of the day, my opinion is it does Sony good. I don't, I know the counter arguments, but I think that Sony's in a position where they can make out. It just helps the industry. It's just more games, more players.
It gives the leagues franchise a longer legs. But could you just imagine, like, we all get the hecklers or whatever, as long as they're respectful.
Yeah, I'll play in Rocket League.
Yeah. Well, come on, hop one fucking, whatever. Give me a game. Well, just second or whatever, playing a fighter. You guys are really big into shooters,
right?
I mean, who got the best? Who got the better shooters in Call of Duty? Is it Xbox guys or? That's like dope. Healthy gaming.
It would push gaming. It would push live streaming. Twitches would be
that would be awesome, man. That really would be.
I mean, like I said, it's the ball's in Sony's court. I think they're still discussing it, but we shall see. They're going to get pressure. I think after time goes on.
Well, here's the thing, then. You know what? If they're not going to do that, then, and like I said, remember I spoke to a certain developer. A couple years ago, and I was asking him why can't 2K, why you're not using the fucking servers or whatever. If they're not going to do that, or whatever, well, Microsoft said they will allow their competition to use their Azure, servers or whatever. Could we get fucking dedicated servers for our fucking multiplats or whatever, on the Scorpio or anything? Like they're not going,
Doubt it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of shit that goes on,
Right. I told you remember we were complaining about it on a Bgst. I says, well, listen, because Microsoft says that they can use it doesn't mean they will. They're basically calling Sony's bluff, just like with the cross-network play, right? Because look at Titanfall 2. It looks like Azure is going to be used for Xbox, and then they're using something else for PlayStation.
What I mean? Rack space, what you call it?
No, it's some company that uses other companies, but they've already said that Azure looks like it's going to be used for the Xbox One version.
What about the cloud stuff? We're not getting more of that stuff then.
Well, I mean, that stuff was all bunk anyway. Like, they shouldn't have been talking about that till they were ready. You know what I mean? So,
Well, off of this subject to change courses, the one good thing is that Phil did allude to maybe an event or something that they're going to talk to fans again.
Oh, fall? They're have something in fall because they're not going to. With Aaron's going to be at Gamescom, but they're not going to have a presentation. But do you think that's kind of just as a gamer period? Do you think both Microsoft and Sony killed Gamescom? You know what I mean?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, I feel bad. I mean, that's like kind of a bummer.
I feel bad too for Gamescom. I remember last year I was saying Microsoft's, carrying.
We always get a surprise from Microsoft. Whether it was Fable Legends or Titanfall, we always got a big announcement at Gamescom.
What happened with Microsoft was they were going to go balls to the wall for E3, and they don't like the turnaround with the 8 weeks, because they prepare these shows, and it takes like 2 months to prepare, rehearsal after rehearsal. Who goes up to talk, what's going to happen here. All that stuff is planned, so it was too much for Microsoft, so that's why I think they pulled out.
But at E3, we didn't really get any big announcements besides the Scorpio, and everything else we knew was coming. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're right. We got Dead Rising. We didn't really get, but obviously they're holding stuff back for Scorpio, in my opinion, and E3. But we're definitely gonna get something, I think, in the fall.
How many years has the Xbox brand been out? Came out 2001, 15 years. So a 15-year anniversary.
Yeah, the way Phil answered those questions, it looks like there's something that might be planned.
Maybe they may do that to combat the Steam with the VR and the PlayStation 4 Neo. Do something like that. Like I said before we get the hell out of here, do you think they're going to have to lower the price of the Xbox One? What is it? How much is it? Because I paid $400.
$300.
$300
for the base one. It's $299.
Yeah.
And you get every single Halo game with the base one too.
Right. The Halo. It's a 500 gigabyte model. Has Halo Master Chief Collection
and Halo 5.
Yeah.
For $500.
Yeah, and guess what? That's going to be $249 probably Black Friday. So I think they're going to be real strong this holiday, to be honest.
I'm just saying because you look at the Gears of War. Was it $450? And the Neo is going to be $450.
I'll tell you, Microsoft is going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting holiday.
MPD's locked, dude. I already called it, man.
I don't see Microsoft. No, I mean I really don't see them losing August straightforward to Christmas. I don't see that happening. I mean, they've got 4 games coming out to really 1.5 from Sony, and then you've got
What
You've
is
got
Sony coming out? Name
They've
it.
got The Last Guardian, which is a boy and his fluffy dragon, and then you've
Okay.
got Gran Turismo Sport, which is basically
If that doesn't get delayed.
if it doesn't get delayed, then you've also got Gran Turismo Sport, which is going to have
What about
200
Persona
cars.
5? Isn't Persona 5 coming out this year?
No.
Nobody even knows who gives a shit.
Persona 5 is a Western release, so I think it's in Japan. It's being released, but not here.
What was it? Oh, wait, I mean, that is it's no goddamn.
I said the same thing.
Yeah,
I said it. I said the same thing to you months ago. I'll say it again today, and I'll say it again to you on October, whatever it is that you buy it. You're gonna go out there. You're gonna get your Neo. You're gonna come home. You're gonna plug it in. Play Street Fighter 5.
First of all,
the way through Christmas.
they're not even hyping it. They could just stealth release it and just be like, here it is. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's the rumor, right?
Yeah.
There was who was it there? Game
it was
Informer
Gaming
actually
Bolt.
came.
No,
Yeah,
it was
or was
Gaming
it
Bolt. Yeah,
Gaming Bolt? Yeah. They said it's going to be a stealth release.
yeah, basically.
I mean, how did they do that again? Because but here's had they painted themselves in the corner? Because we all well maybe us within the know, but you need the Neo to properly run the VR, and Sony's heavily invested in the VR.
Well, even though they say you don't, like, they came out and go, no, you're not going to need it. Every base model.
It's just gonna look. It's gonna look dumbed down, probably.
Oh, it is. I mean,
On the vanilla, it'll run,
not
but it's
probably.
not,
It is.
You know.
You've seen the games at the PlayStation
The
Experience.
whole
and then,
thing is very curious, the way they're not talking about.
Not only that, but read it. It's like if you read those documents in depth, they're very clear. Like, okay, there can be no frame rate differences between the PS4 and the Neo.
Yeah.
There can be no exclusive games on Neo. Basically, they're saying
frame rate difference?
No frame rate differences.
I thought it was higher frames and higher resolution.
No, it has to be the same frame rate.
It's true.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yes. Well, because they don't want there to be a disadvantage. They don't want to make.
Well, as far as online.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're probably going to go through the same shit with the Scorpio.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
they already
Microsoft
said
has already said that. You know, if it's a 60 frames per second game, then it's 60 frames per second. You know what I mean? If it's 30, then it's 30.
I'm off the board. Single player action online, I can whatever. You know, what I mean, it is what it is. Fine, but like single player, like that doesn't make. I thought it was higher frames, higher graphic fidelity, and higher resolution with the Neo. You know, with Neo mode. Rather.
Like honestly, I do not know what the game plan for Neo is.
Yeah,
They're saying it's going to
weird.
be like a stealth release where it's going to be alongside the PlayStation VR, which in the end is what it's really, in my opinion, it's gunning for, is to have that experience on PlayStation VR that's that much better. You know, and you know, it has more of a graphical kick.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm just saying, if that is $450, rumored price, you think Microsoft can still ask for $450 for the Gears? You know, whatever is that?
It's already $450.
I got news for you. My GameStop, because I ordered it on Amazon, the 450 one, the Gears console, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me see here. Since I'm getting the S 500 over at GameStop with the trade-in, I said, let me just see, because I can put it all on my rewards card. You buy 2 consoles, you get a lot of rewards points. So I'm like, you know what I'll do? I'm like, I'll go over. I was like, hey, I'm like, just curious, do you have any Gears 4 consoles left to pre-order? And they're like, nope. So those are gone already.
Are any of you guys getting the Gears Elite controller?
No, that one I'm gonna buy.
$200.
I already have an Elite controller.
I didn't get.
I can't see putting another $200 down for something I already own. Just a different color.
I think in Microsoft, you join us with that one there, man.
Well, here's the deal. Listen, here's the thing. You know what though? You know, Z, you could say that, and I know where you're coming from where we're at. Yes, but if I didn't have an Elite yet, and I was a Gears head, and I was getting the Gears Elite console,
just for the fucking, you know, because it's nasty as fuck. You know, but you asking for an extra $50. Like, what? Why?
Yeah, I don't get that. That part I really don't.
Yeah, they bugging with that shit. They're like, come on, man. Like,
I mean, as it is, the one that the controller that comes with the Gears console is really cool. It's got the etched in shit too, but I'm not gonna use it because I got my Elite.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with the Xbox One S. I like the white snazzy controller, but I'm so used to using the that's the gift and the curse. There's no really going back from the Elite controller to a regular Xbox controller.
If Microsoft's listening, or Tim, you've got to say this to Phil. Like, here's the deal with Scorpio. However you got to manipulate it, just put the Elite controller into the box.
That?
I don't know if they will, but like it. Well, you know, listen, a year and change, 15 months from now, prices drop, right?
Yeah,
so you put that shit in the box. Now you have the most powerful console with no argument. Even Sony fans, PC players aren't even saying, the Elite controller is the best controller ever made. I would say it's a 98% approval rating. So I mean, you put that in the box with that, you're going home with one hell of a product. I mean, that's just hard to argue, and Sony really can't compete with that controller.
So all right, before we get the hell on the record, you guys are giving Microsoft the rest of the year winning NPD.
August. Well, be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be very careful on the internet. July is still July.
I'll give him August. We lost it. July's out, right? No,
July. Well, July. I'm just saying because there's going to be NPDs that come out in a week and a half or so, and they're going to be see, PS4 still won. No, I'm not saying July.
When did the S come out?
August
2nd.
It'll be. I'm saying August, September, October, November, December goes Xbox. They might lose one. Maybe they'll lose one. I don't know. It depends on what Sony. Maybe Sony will squeak out a multi. What do you call it?
I give him the month that the Neo comes out. That's gonna sell.
I don't think so, Z. You're gonna be unpleasantly surprised at how many Sony fans don't go spend that money.
You were right about Street Fighter.
That's all you get. But that's what it is, right? Z. I'm not even trying to be sarcastic. I'm just being real. Like there's nothing to do with that thing.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, man, fuck it. I'm gonna be the only guy here.
You know what you do here? You want my advice? You got an Xbox One S ordered already, right?
I have one already.
You got one, right? Yeah. Take that money you said you were gonna get the Neo and go get it and put another S where you got that 4K TV in the other room. Yeah. And just enjoy your ass all the way through the house.
I like God of War, man. Shit, I'm a God of War fan.
Well, hey, man, pick one up in 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, pick it up in 2019.
Comes out.
Yeah, I don't want me help Sony win NPD.
Yeah, right. Yo, Z. Ain't nobody telling you can't play God of War in 2019 when it comes out. That's cool.
God of Tomb Raider, man. All their fucking games look the same now. That older fucking
before we go with this, I'm a little concerned for Sony for 2017 because we know
only 2017. I mean, I'm
just saying, they show some nice shit that's coming out in the future or whatever, but we know that we're getting Horizon Zero Dawn in the beginning of the year. But I don't know what else we're getting for 2017.
Hey, but listen, I mean that might not even be good.
Right, exactly. Everyone's assuming because Sony spreads out their AAAs. Let's not forget the order sucked. Okay, Uncharted 4 was good, and now you have this game coming out in February, and it could be okay at best. Guerrilla Games makes an awful, awful story. Here we are. Okay, we're getting closer and closer to February. Does anybody know what that game's about? No, Mooch, it's a bow and arrow and a girl. It looks like a wild thing, and she's shooting a dinosaur that's a robot. Listen, that's not
cool.
That's not a story. There's more story in Destiny right now than there is in that.
Oh,
my point. Yeah, you like that? Huh? Boom.
That's a bird.
Well, Thank you. But I am interested in Spider-Man whenever the fuck that comes out. It looks pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, but Z, I want to say something else to you in the audience, okay? What we saw at E3 was Sony projecting their games for the future. So my point being is, none of the games, neither Microsoft nor Sony, do they ever show you everything at E3 and it all comes out boom, boom, boom. You saw 4 games that are going to be spread out over 4 years. So Spider-Man's coming out 1 year. That other game with Kojima is going to come out 2 years later, and you got another game coming out a year and a half. God of War is going to come out between there. These are spread out way out.
Sony do have a game this year. They got
what?
Hellblade or Ninja Blade.
Nobody gives a shit about that.
I like it heavily.
Yeah, I know that, dude. But I'm just saying, nobody's fucking clamoring, going, "Hey, let's pick up."
Or he's gonna have more sales than that.
Come on, man. Look, let's be honest. Look, Recore is not going to be like a huge. Oh my God, we got to get Recore. You know what I mean? But Gears will. You know what I'm saying?
Gears. I mean, Gears is fucking Gears.
I think we're all downplaying Gears. I think Gears is going to be one.
I told you guys. Gears is my fucking. To me, I think that's the new face of Microsoft's franchise.
Not a chance.
I mean,
look at who did they etch in on every Xbox One S again?
Yeah,
Master Chief.
Yeah, they etched him in crap, but but you got 50-year-old employees that had made decisions on that. You've got 20-year-old kids playing.
They surprised Phil with that. He didn't even know about it.
20, yeah, but they surprised. You know who surprised him? His dad. You know, like older people. Like my point being is like the people that are younger. You go to a gym and ask kids that play Xbox One. They're all like, yeah, Gears.
Dude,
Gears.
I have a Gears tattoo. I prefer Gears, but I'm just saying there's no fucking way that thing is going to overtake Halo as
it's not going to overtake it October 2016, but what I'm saying is it's got the legs. It's got the legs to take over it in
And
the
they got
future.
Rod Ferguson.
The reason why it won't is because, like I said, the multiplayer is too difficult for the average person
That's
to pick
true.
up and play.
That's
Halo retains like a huge amount of players because anybody can get into it. It has that like 4-player co-op campaign now.
I'll give you
Gears
that.
doesn't. It's down to 2-player co-op campaign, and the fucking
Why
multiplayer
is
is
that?
a
Was
ball
the last one 4 people? I forgot. Was Gears 3?
Yeah,
4 people?
Gears 3 was 4-player, and so was
Why
Gears.
was that probably graphics? Whatever the hell for graphics or whatever. Probably why they got it down to 2. Probably
Well, they say they wanted to be more scary or whatever. So
I don't know, but
I mean, when you talk about last generation of the 360, like you're right. I mean, Crap's right with the numbers, right? Halo was the one that put up the big numbers over Gears. But every time I talk to anybody in the world, they're like, Gears was the game that made me go, holy shit, this Xbox is the real deal.
Also,
and it is, but again, like the multiplayer isn't going to be something that a lot of people like
listen,
Halo go to.
I'll put it, Zaire. I'll put it in terms of simplistic sports. Okay, let's put it this way: Halo will be the Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls for Xbox, and let's just be honest, Gears is the Scottie Pippen. And let me tell you something: none of those rings and those championships in Chicago could have happened without Michael and Scottie. So my point is. That's what it is. Gears is Scotty, and Scotty still put 30 points up.
What I'm saying
people
right now,
talk about
Halo
it.
is like Halo is like Michael Jordan and the Wizards now. You know, it doesn't.
No, don't go there. I don't know about that.
5 million in 3 months.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go. No, 5 million in 3 months is that's a juggernaut.
Look at Halo 3. What 11, 12 million?
Well, no, I mean, look, you look at
other ones, but still, it's 5 million in 3 months.
With the lower install base, and you also have
right.
You know what I'm saying? You also have this one has the largest retention of players. You know what I mean? Like
the multiplayer.
The multiplayer.
I mean, I don't know. I listen. I'm going. Gears is going to do fucking 10 million. I'm telling you right now.
No, not a chance. Look.
What?
No fucking chance. Like no fucking. Maybe 5.
Maybe 5. Oh,
yeah.
But not Gears. What was the Gears 3 sell? Crap. Do we have any numbers on that?
4 or 5.
Okay.
Like 5
all right. Well, there you go. Well, then you got to stay right around there. I mean,
what I'm saying, Gears has because they fucked up with Judgment. You know, we all know they fucked up with Judgment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They have a lot. It has a lot of hype. They got Rod Ferguson back in the team. You know, it has a lot of.
Oh, the game looks fantastic, but they actually have a lot more to prove than a lot of people are going to be like the last memory is fucking Judgment, which wasn't very good.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
I think people went to Total Recall and get that shit wiped out.
Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. That reminded me of Bulletstorm.
That shit got wiped out. That was That was really bad.
Yeah, but before we go, is Forza Horizon 3 going to do well?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's going to do well with.
It'll sell over 1 million.
Yeah, I mean, it'll do. But those games always have legs. They'll sell well for, a year or whatever. But that game, I mean, again, I have all their exclusives pre-ordered already. So.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking out with us in this week's BGST. It's a great show. It's awful. My man Showstopper fell out with throat cancer. He'll be back next week. Xbox One S, a great machine. You haven't got yours yet, Crap?
No, I got the Gears one pre-ordered.
Oh, okay. So you're waiting, and Tim and Moochie, you're getting yours at the end of the month?
Yeah, I got my Xbox One S already. I'm thinking about getting the Gears. I have it pre-ordered, but.
So you're gonna get 2?
I'm thinking.
Dude, Tim keeps Xbox afloat by himself, man.
Listen, y'all talking about me with the stacks of money. These wealthy motherfuckers.
Listen, I got news for you. I did this smart. I returned my PS4, got rid of that. I got $200 for that, and then I had returned the GameSpot deal, which was $150. So I'm replacing an Xbox.
Hey, that deal goes on all the way till August 31st.
Yo, none of you guys go to Best Buy with the Gamer Zone reward.
I didn't do that. I should, even though I don't like GameStop, but I still.
Yeah, man, I pay like what $47 for brand new games. And you guys do you can get them digitally also, the code or whatever.
I don't like physical. I hate physical.
But you can buy the digital code there from them also, man. $47 fucking dollars. But I don't know. But anyway, yeah. But are you getting a 4K television, Tim, or do you have one already?
No, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. The way money's going down, I don't know if I'm going to do 4K. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do the 4K.
What size are you looking to get it?
He has an OLED TV.
I know,
though. I mean, that's
I
fucking
know.
phenomenal as it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just saying, they do look
I need a
nice.
4K. I'm gonna do a 55-inch
What about a 50? Because you can get that.
or
Listen,
50. I might do 50.
listen. Well, you can get the Vizio, which rated higher than the Sony and the Samsung for
I know.
fucking for the PC, not the M, the P series. You know
No,
what I mean?
I know.
But it doesn't have a TV
tuner all
tuner
of
though.
them.
They don't have a TV tuner, but they have the best. They have a full panel array. They have the best blacks. The Samsung gets brighter, but that Vizio, and it does Dolby Vision and Dolby HDR10. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I'm looking. If I'm looking,
I'm doing
to get a 4K,
I'm doing a Samsung this time.
What number?
I'm looking to do
I'm
a
doing
4K.
a KS. You mean the model number?
Yeah.
KS 9000.
Oh, wealthy bastard. What's about 50? What size? 55?
75.
Jesus.
I ain't fucking around. I ain't fucking around. Listen, I'm tired of shit. I ain't gonna sit back there squinting.
Gen. These motherfuckers got that bread back here, bro.
Yo, listen, you got a mooch out there on them streets, all right? I know what I'm doing,
They got that
Z.
bread, man. They got that bread back
Listen,
here.
I don't
bro.
know if I'm gonna be able to afford that Gears console. That's my whole thing. I don't think I'm getting a 4K this year, so I have to
Well,
wait.
here's the thing. You know what, Tim? I'll be honest with you. Z, I didn't order that yet. I'm looking at that TV. Here's my problem. I'm kind of thinking that next year. I think Crap's right that there's going to be a ridiculous sale come the end of this year on 4K.
No, here's the thing.
Yeah, there is.
The 16 models are going to go down to dirt cheap because the 17 models are going to go, and it's going to be the same. I'm just being real because I buy TVs every fucking year. They're not going to be that much cheaper. You know what I mean? You know, as far as that. But the 16 models at the end of the year, whatever, they're going to be fucking.
Well, if you could get, listen, I'm looking to get next year. This is my plan. Next year, Black Friday, I am going to get the LG 4K. That's a 2016 model now, because next year it'll be 1700.
But
this year,
are you going to go LAD because LG? I was talking to the rep.
I'm going OLED.
They was talking to the rep, and they did just the LED, whatever the hell, and they have now that they're supporting HDR10 and HDR. They call it HDR Pro and HDR Dolby Vision. They have a 60-inch for like $1,200.
Yeah, the Vizio,
I'm sorry, LG, the LG. They have it for $1,200, $1,100.
That's the LED. I'm not touching anything. Most likely, I'm getting an OLED.
But I heard they were having problems with the burning. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to be careful. But if you're if you know what you're doing with an OLED, you know how to move the screen around.
The OLEDs are amazing, Tim, but they're like for 42-inch. Those are like $6,000, right?
No, they're down. They're down.
I got my 1080p this year for 2000. Last year it was like the beginning of the year it was like 20. It was like 25.
So wait, you found an OLED 55-inch for what?
No, 50 OLED for 1080p for 2000.
Yeah, but they're down.
Yeah, no, that's good. But what about 4K though?
Yeah, they're down.
4K. That's what I'm saying. Right now they're $3,500. So next year, what they do, what PC Riches does, is they sell older models.
Yeah.
And they do that on Black Friday. I'll be able to get this TV that's $3,500 for $17. So it'll be half the price. So if the deal with 4K is if you can be smart and you can be patient. If you can be patient, you can do it.
I'm on Best Buy right now. The LG OLED 40-55 inch is $2,500. I mean, open box. You can get an open box for $2,100.
I know somebody who got a 4K, like a 75-inch, and they were playing Destiny. They said it was fucking, it looks better, it looks amazing. I mean, I don't know, man. This is just the money situation though is tough, fucking. It's tough.
That's why I'm waiting, bro. I'm waiting. You gotta wait till around Christmas time. I'm not pulling the trigger on any TV till we get closer to Christmas. A lot closer to Christmas.
Oh, this bitch right here. Oh, all right. Well, shit. Well, I'm gonna buy another television. I'm a faggot that got to have it.
Don't buy it now, though.
You heard it here first.
No, I need it, man. I gotta have it.
Well, then get the P series. That is a smart.
I'm waiting. Well, fuck, I'll tell you guys about it later. But yeah, man, I'm gonna buy. If I don't that doesn't pan, I'm gonna buy a television the first week of September. Or I'm gonna buy something. But I'm looking at the LG right now, 55 OLED. It's $2,500.
Yeah, dude, if you get that, you would be happy. Trust
I'd be
me.
happy with any goddamn.
Is that
No,
a 4K
no,
or is that a
It's
1080p?
4K. It's 4K.
Dude, no, you don't understand.
And Tim, I buy TVs every goddamn year. Trust me.
have
What it
you
is,
seen
you know, I'll be honest with
LED?
you.
Have you ever
Yes,
been?
yes, my uncle had one. I know all about it. But here's the thing. You got to realize, when I bought that fucking set before I had the fire, I paid $9,000 for that fucking Sony television. And then for that bitch to be down to $4,500 at the end of the fucking year, I'm just not spending that type of money for television anymore. Like, I buy TVs every fucking year. I paid about $9,000 for that fucking Sony. You know what I mean? 900 joint, 900 Suburban. The Bravia, they got the 850s and the 900 series with the speakers on the side and all that shit. I paid $900, nine fucking grand for that goddamn television, man. I'm not doing that shit no more. Like, spending all that fucking money and look, Prime, they were fucking not in 2014. Now you can get a fucking decent 4K television for $1,400. Like, I ain't doing that. And that wasn't
the prices have come down astronomically,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
and they're
They're
still
very
going to
cheap.
come down.
Yeah,
So
they're very fucking cheap.
you can get LEDs for $600-700 this November.
Yeah, I'm looking at one right now. If this LG or LED, if they do have the update for Dolby Vision Pro, HDR Pro or HDR10 in their sets, because they only do the LG is the top line. They do.
I don't think they have Dolby. I don't know if
No, they do Dolby. That's all that they do. The HDR10 is the standard. They don't do 10. You know what I mean? And they have the update about your and I'll buy this one right here for $2,500. I get this one right here.
Let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. But anyway, thank you guys for rocking out with us. Yeah, Crap is going to be on his 750 cheap bastard. But we're going to catch you guys next week. But before then, Xbox Nation with Crap with Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, right, Crap?
Yep.
And Mooch goes Crossfire at what time? 6 or 7?
6 o'clock.
6 p.m. And I got a bunch of wild shit all throughout the week. And you're on another show tonight, Tim? TXR?
No, TXR tomorrow night. We're interviewing Victor Lucas.
Ooh,
Nice.
Look at you. Who the fuck is Victor Lucas?
he's a big YouTube guy. We're at 10 o'clock. Just follow my Twitter. I'll be tweeting it.
All right, so thank you guys for rocking out with us, man. As always, hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Later, guys.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah.